y'all. You're not fooling anybody. I know exactly what you've been getting up to. You know? I can't believe you've been bouncing on it with no protection. We talked about this. You gotta use protection when you bounce on it, okay? Can't keep reminding you. I'm getting real tired of trying to remind you of this shit. Figure it out, chat. Anyways, I'm back. Oh, hi, Lucky. Oh, hi, chat. Wow, Lucky. Thank you for the insight, Lucky. That's the best. I really appreciate it when you give me life lessons, Lucky. Anything for you, chat. Any way I can help out, make your lives better, I'll gladly do it. Wow. Oh, great. Anyway, where do we leave off? Anyways, speaking of leaving off places, check this out. Look at this. Womp. Froggies. Froggy doggy doos. They're kind of small though. That's okay. I don't think they mind that they're small. I think they're pretty happy with their overall size. I probably think they're average. I kind of want to draw. I wish I could draw and it would show up on stream. That would be fucking cash money. But it doesn't. Can't win them all, folks. Ow. Excuse me, shit. What if I... Which one of you did that? Who's touching my stuff? Stop that. Behave yourself. You get... Listen, I only get so much of this crap. You can't be throwing it all over the place. Oh, my goodness. Yiggity yat, patty whack, throw my dog a bone. I'm kinda... what time is it? I'll do a little bit of drawing later. Okay. I don't want to do this. Zelda. Millie put a video of fish up on her second screen for Mimi to watch. Millie ended up spacing out watching them. Millie gets it. It's the fish going back and forth. Yeah, that undiagnosed stuff goes pretty hard, huh? Millie's like, oh, fish. What was I doing? I don't remember. There was some shit between A and B. Lost track of it all. Bum bum bum. Fuck, I'm already yawning. Oh, the L&L effect gets crazy. I hit the wrong button. Can't believe I'm getting a lo-fi remake of this song right now. Who are you? Let's go back a little bit. Blah, 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 blah. The flying scissor heel hook wasn't something he utilized often, but it felt appropriate in the moment. His eyes lit up as the assailant perfectly countered the submission. Right before wrapping her hands around the back of his head, she pulled her neck back and attempted to headbutt him, but his flexibility allowed him to wedge his foot in between them. Feeling the pressure from his legs, she allowed him to push her off. Both fighters backed up to give the other a bit of space. The drum of his heart became near deafening. His body twitched. He couldn't stop himself. It's probably fun. He couldn't stop himself from propelling forward. Their bodies clashed once again, flesh and bone. Once again. Flesh and bone slamming into each other in rapid succession. The line between the heat of battle and an ethereal dance of understanding blurred, till the surrounding blurred. Until the surrounding area had suffered from the would-be All between the heat of battle and the surrounding area had suffered from the each fighter several minutes ticked by until the storm overhead fell into a lull. Only the occasional pitter-patter remained. Who are you? He heaved, unable to mask the goofy smile on his face. Try to catch her breath. My name is Lucky. Placed her hands as she there, going effects. My name is Jamie Vinson. Registered. I'm registered. I'm a registered member. Who was Carol? Local guild. I'm an unregistered user of HyperCam 2.0. The chicks dig me. The homies fear me. It's so stupid. I'm an unregistered user of HyperCam 2.0, and these fists are a registered lethal weapon. I'm about to drop dookie bombs in your porcelain throne unless you hand over that scone, dumb bitch. Huh? Jamie pressed his hands against his lower back. Pushing. March. Excuse me. Oh my goodness. Peered over at the crater. Now. Distance. Decent distance away. So, your story. Tell why your mama don't want me. don't sense any malice coming from you whatsoever. Always been a fraps kind of guy. Holy shit. You know what's crazy is back in the day, I actually used fraps, and when I tried using hypercam, if I recall correctly, the computer I was using at the time didn't like hypercam, and I was in the middle of recording something in Adventure Quest, I think, because I was going to show it to a friend. I think. I don't even know. And then everything kind of exploded. I like failed the mission I was in because I, you know, DC'd or whatever. Remember? AQ mentioned? Yeah, it comes up semi irregularly around here. I thought about going back to AQ and the OSRS a few times, but I think I need to leave that part of my life behind me. And low key, if I was going to get into something like those again, I'd probably just boot up Final Fantasy XIV. Probably. Maybe. Hard telling. I don't remember as much about AQ as I wish I did, but I do know that I had all the content up to a certain point completed, and even like all the side races and stuff, I became all of them at some point. And then would like unbecome them and become them again, etc., etc. But I think at the time I really liked being a werepire. And there was like a dragon hybrid one that I enjoyed playing as. That was a really funny one. There was a handful that were really fun. There was a weapon, I can't remember what it was. It was one of my designated, I think it was like I killed, basically like aqua type things with it often. It was weaker than a lot of my other gear, but it just had like such good bonuses against it, but it looked so goofy. I can't remember what it was though. I can't remember what it looked like either. I just remember thinking it was really funny. I think it made like a silly squeaking sound effect when you used it. I don't know. It's been a while. Game was fun for what it was. Yeah, I don't know. I played a little bit of Kingdom of Loathing. What else did I play? Oh, has anybody ever played this game? This one. Mabinogi? Is that it? Anybody play this shit? Probably considering picking it up and trying it for 40 or so hours. I mean, it looks old, but played with a friend. You watched a friend play it a lot. Okay. Is it more like a? I mean, obviously it's an MMO, right? Is it more like a social sim life thing, or is it like actually dungeons and shit too? Because the trailers always gave me like you're just kind of there to live your life, basically, be Hainme. Also, this trailer, obviously, very similar vibes. It's crazy. I don't know. I wish I played this game back during like my original Fantasy Life playthrough days, because I think I probably would have liked it. Okay. Anyways, I got distracted. My bad. Let's see. I don't remember all too much. We side playing Guild Wars and would shoot the shit. Nice. Guild Wars is another one. Like, Guild Wars 2 is one I wish I got into. I remember doing a cow quest and thinking it was really funny. I was like, wait. This is kind of tight. Also had a... Also played this with a friend for a while. I say a while, but I put like 15 hours into it. Black Desert. It was between this and Phantasy Star Online 2 and Guild Wars 2. I wanted to play Phantasy Star Online 2. They wanted to play this, and I was like, well, after we do this, we should play Guild Wars 2 then, since that seems to be more your speed. And then they like no-lifed this so hard that I was so far behind because I had like other responsibilities and stuff, and I was like, well, I can't really keep up with you, and you don't really like hang out with me much in it, so we'll just play the other games we normally play together, and then you could do this on your own time. Basically, I fell so far behind. I was like, I can't even be arsed. It was really sad. I was looking forward to it. But yeah, they were at end game super fast. I remember it was like a handful of days, and I was like, okay, all right, this is fine. I don't know what my issue is. Let's work on some other stuff for a little bit. Maybe that'll get me in the mood. Like, I feel like doing Late Night Lucky, but I don't really feel like writing right now, which is so weird because I've been looking forward to it all day. What do we want to do? Let's do... Got plenty of things to clear out. We need something new, like Final Fantasy 14, but more modern and more anime. I feel you. Unfortunately, the problem is that a lot of them are going to be gacha. Or have gacha, which is such a bummer. Fucking sucks. One day. Or maybe not. I don't know. When I'm lucky when early morning misfortune walks into the room. Damn, you caught my alternate persona. What will I ever do? How you doing, Lycan? How's script writing and such been? Well, I'm sitting here doing skeleton work and being a bum. Let me pull up something real quick. I didn't post this yet because I'm lazy. This is actually plot relevant. But here's my reference. Here's my reference. And basically what I wanted was, I just wanted like a general pose or whatever. You playing Dead by Daylight because you clearly hate yourself. What are we doing? Why are we on Dead by Daylight? Somebody save this Lycan fool. Why don't you just fucking play Marvel Rivals or, I don't know, a fighting game or something? Dead by Daylight. What are we doing? Why don't you do your 700th run of a Dark Souls game? Literally anything else other than League. Other than Riot Games. Anyways, I took this and I kind of wanted to swap some things, so I did, but this is the sketch I did of Ophelia. Some things to change. But, excuse me, but generally I'm pretty happy with the overall vibe. I do have some general design things to swap, but it's a fucking sketch. I wasn't too worried about it. I was moving. Like it's playing a fighting game, a game where you fight with your will to end it. Truly trying to figure out if they can hold themselves alive. What's up, Adam, Lucas, and Godwin? Doing well. I hope your Wednesday night, or if you're in the future, Thursday night as well. Doing some late night lucky. So we're doing, supposed to be doing some writing and playing lo-fi music, thunderstorms, etc. We're chilling. Hope you're well too. And thank you for the compliment. I enjoy my art. But yeah, so this is a general idea of what she's gonna look like. It's Wednesday. Rules. Nice. We're on the same track. What I'm thinking is I do want to, while she's supposed to have the long flowing hair, I think I want to bring it from hip length up to like upper back shoulder, maybe? I don't know. It's tough because on one hand, I don't know. We might keep it the way it is, but basically I want to make it a bit more messy, a bit more unruly. I think what I want to do is I want to darken the under eye even more and like the edges. And then I want to make the hoops on the ears bigger. I kind of want to make the bangles not always have direct contact with the skin. I want them to kind of like magically float a bit. You feel me? I think. And then I think I have to give her some kind of shawl or something. Some kind of like sash maybe that goes diagonally over. Make it like battle torn. How long have I been doing art for? Chat, what was it? Like August of last year? July? June? I don't know. Something like that. But I do think that I'm going to start doing more cooldowns and warm-ups of my Lucky Days characters, little by little. Like, obviously I have Stella here that we did yesterday. We've done plenty of Nebimori. So little by little I'll be doing more of the cast and giving them sketches. And I think that we have... Thank you, Adam. I think that we have one of... Nah, I don't see it. It's fine. But I also think with this too, I think I want to change this to black. I don't know. I want to change the choker to a different color, and I might even do the crescent moon. Because the idea is that she's accessorizing herself with stuff that represents lucky to some bit with these. Finally doing the thing you always asked for. You're very funny. I mean, it's not a lie. It's true. You have been asking for a while. But I want to do more of Stella for sure. I have to do other characters too. Build my VR character? Thank you. I'm also a very big fan. The people that worked on it are very, very talented. But there's some things that I kind of want to repurpose. I don't think I have them. Are they all on this computer? Some of the shit's old, right? But like some of this I would like to repurpose. I have I have this. I have like the non-light version from a while ago. This is like back in January. I want to redo something like this. And this could be for the moon fight. And then I have where is it? I know I have something on my computer I can reuse, like remake. I can't show that one on stream. I'm pretty sure that I started back in like June, July-ish of last year, 2025. Chat can probably correct me if I'm wrong there. I'm not really sure. It's somewhere in that area. I did a chibi that looks like this. Hold on, can I find it? I don't know if I could find it. Hold on. I did like my starting point, and then let me just go to my. Let me just go here. This will be faster. I don't even know why I bother with fucking all that. Yikes, how many posts have I made? Okay, so I started with like posted enough you'd think I'd have it easily accessible. I draw a lot. Just a little bit. I like drawing. I love this one. I do want to redo this one at some point, now that I've gotten better. This was 4 months ago. Like, I think we need to redo this one. Not now, but soon, TM. I know I totally just scrolled away from it. I'm sorry. The one of the tiger on the bed doing the little thing. The drawing Tubi completely suck at it. I mean, I did too. I can't in good faith say that I like suck anymore. I'm still not like obviously the best or anything, but I'm definitely better than I was. Oh, I drew all these for my child's birthday. All the characters. Where is... Just want to draw your floofiness, and... Yeah, here we go. This is the first one that I did way back in... It's here in this post. So 3 months ago I posted this, but back in June of last year, I did this one. This was like my litmus test, my starter. It was max effort. This is the best I could do. Then I like went into the hyperbolic time chamber. I trained a lot, fixed some mechanical issues. And then I did this in December of 28, which wasn't even really max effort. I didn't even render it or anything, just to give the idea, which is crazy. What's this now? You can kind of see my progress over the last year here. That's crazy. I've been thinking about progress and like what's helped me the most and stuff lately. Lamau. I still want to color this. I think I should at some point. This came out really nice. I could fix up some things. Give it some color. I have a kid. Yeah, I have 2 offspring. You know, looking back, I should have done a strand of blue here. Like right here. Just one. Just one. In the middle. I can't believe the pie gave me so much trouble. I'll never be defeated by a fucking pastry again. I swear. Last time I did a pastry, it came out nice. After this one. This right here, this particular piece stressed me the fuck out. It was so bad. I was so stressed over it that I think it actually made me sick. Low-key. Draw too many thighs and not enough pies? Shut the fuck up. You're not, I mean, you're not wrong. You're not wrong. I noticed this specific one right here was when I realized that when I'm making art for people I care about or something, I have a fucking mental breakdown. Like it's really, really hard for me. So what I did after this was like the start of me going, hey, maybe, oh shit, Schnee, thank you for the stubby w's. That's much appreciated. Thank you for supporting. Now I can start putting more money towards my making $100 a month from content goal. How old am I, if I don't mind you asking? I'm 9,000 years old. But this piece was the start, I think. It was like right before this, and this was the straw that broke the camel's back. So I started having self-doubt with my ability to draw for friends right... I can tell you when it started. It was right... This one. It was right here. This one right here. I was like, what is wrong with me? Low-key, I had a whole fucking mental conniption, an entire breakdown. And then it got worse. This one I was way more comfortable on. And then it got worse and worse and worse and worse until I finally fucking snapped on this one. And then after this one right here, because even with like videos and this one over here, I was like, shit. This one here, when I was making for Cam, after a little bit of history. So I restarted this one. I think it was 7 times. This took me 32 hours to do. I think it was 32 or 36. I can't remember because I was like, oh, it's been 28 hours. I think fucking God. And then I had like a whole thing to redo. You know what's crazy? This should not have taken me more than like 5-6 hours, probably, maybe 7 at most. So the lesson that I learned from this one was that I think too goddamn much. I straight up think too goddamn much. And at the end of the day, I need to view the art that I gift and that I do for people the way that I would view it if I receive it. In the sense that, like, as long as I give it my best and as long as I'm putting my heart and like my soul into it, people are going to be more likely than not, they're going to be happy when they receive it. So rather than beating the shit out of myself and essentially winding up with the same fucking looking picture by the time I'm done, it's better to just like do the art and ship it. So the reason I bring this up is because from after that, there was like a little bit of a training arc on the new tablet. And then I completely, like I finished this and then I completely closed my comms. I was like, done. I was like, we're not doing this shit anymore. I'm done calming for a bit. I'll do art trades and shit, whatever, what have you. So I went and I did a little training arc. It's a lot of the stuff that I did, you don't even see, doesn't exist. I did something for DJ Trues. And when I was doing DJ Trues, that's when I had the realization where I was like, wait a minute. This is so easy. What am I doing? It's so fucking easy. And then after I finished Trues's, which I mean at this point was basically done, by the way, I made this for somebody as a gift and I was chilling, and it came out to be one of my favorites, probably because of the emotional attachment to it. And then I did this one. This was already done, but Choose This thing I wound up really liking. Finished this bad boy. I was like, yeah, let's fucking go. Felt really good about it. And then I got here and I did Nims. And this for me was like everything, that whole arc of like self-doubt and feeling like shit about it is where it came to an end. I had a pose where Nimadj's Lola character was sleeping on her big ass fucking sword. And I was like, it doesn't look right. So I scrapped it, and it took me, I don't know, it took me like 45 minutes to do the sketch, I think. And then I was like, I'm not feeling it. So I killed it. And then I was like, you know what? This character could hit one of these. So I did it. And I fucking love this piece. And then ever since then, I looked at this and I was like, fuck yeah, I fucking love this piece. There was like no self-doubt with this one either. I was like, we're chilling. I know exactly what I want to do here. I know how I want to do it too. I think if I could go back though and do this one, I would try to redo the toes. They still bug me. I mean, they look fine, but they still bug me. They just piss me off for some reason. I don't know why. I think it's because of the way I did them the first time in this sketch, but I was really happy with the way this one came out. It's been smooth sailing ever since. My mentality on art's completely shifted in the last like month or 2 weeks, whatever it's been. I don't even know anymore. Completely different than what it was, but I really just needed to spend some time in the hyperbolic time chamber, I think, to beat out the uncertainties and feel good about myself. For real. Don't get me wrong, there's still a lot of shit I need to work on and a lot of stuff I need to like get better at, but I'm getting there. Really glad that I'm getting over that hump. You can always speak for yourself. You always love what I've done for you and tear up in a good way. Oh, that's sweet. I'm glad to hear that. I mean, shit, that makes me happy, obviously. It's like, okay, so at the end of the day, I think, I mean, there's multiple motivators to do art, but ultimately, like, my main motivator now is to just like make something that people enjoy and they want to look at maybe more than once. You know what I mean? Like, whether it's like scroll back up and enjoy it, or they get it as a gift and they put it in a little folder and they look at it to make them happy type thing. Those type of things. That's kind of like my goal now with art. And then there's like other motivators, right? Like, let's make a little bit of money from this. Let's get to a certain level, etc., etc. Hi, Jordan. What are we playing today? We did some solo queue rank in Marvel Stop, and now we're doing Late Night Lucky. So we're just playing some lo-fi music, some thunderstorms, and I'm supposed to be working on my outline and my writing, but I'm yapping right now. But yeah, am I like, My motivators for art, I could tell you what they were. My very first motivator was, there's a masterpiece image that I have in my mind. It's still seared into my brain and it hasn't gone away. My main motivator was, I want to get good enough to draw that shit. So it was, let's fix my mechanics and my hand issues and my nerve issues, and didn't really fix them, but I helped a lot. Let's fix all that. Let's find some things here, and then let's do this. And it's like, it was originally, it was just like, let's improve as fast as we can. Let's do what we can to get as good as we can, as quick as we can. And then it was like, oh, I want to make, I want to do some like more dynamic poses and stuff. And then it was, oh my god, there's these people that post these like ReZero Ameliaton sketches on Twitter, and it's basically like sketchy looking contours and not line art, but like contours and shit. And then they just like color it and it looks nice. And I'm like, well, I want to do that because that looks really fucking nice. And there's a few other artists where I was like, I want to do that because that looks really fucking nice. And my whole experience from that point onward has been, there's something I see and I'm like, I want to try that. I want to try that. So I've basically been chasing this never ending high of seeing something that somebody's done. And like, how can I try that and apply that in my own way? Whether it's like a general pose idea or a vibe or a technique or whatever. And my desire to be like, maximum effort on every piece and create like this crazy fucking masterpiece has kind of died. And now I'm left with this like goal of chasing improvement while also being able to pump out images at a rate where it's not taking me weeks on end or whatever, and people still really like them. That's kind of where I'm at right now. Not that I'm not going to do max effort ones ever. I have one that's been in the works, and I think it's probably going to shock a lot of people when I drop it. Maybe not. I don't know. Maybe they'll look at it and be like, nice, and then they'll just move on. But where it's the direction it's going to be heading is pretty fucking wild. And the fact that I could say that's kind of crazy to me. But I haven't touched that one in like a week and a half. I have things to do before I go back to that. I have some things to practice. I have some projects to finish. I don't know. Like, I have something I'm working on for cam right now. I accidentally made a mistake, and I'm like, I was supposed to be doing the sketch style that I've been doing, and I accidentally did like basically line art with my sketch pen, and I'm like, wait a fucking minute. So that's like, that's probably gonna be done tomorrow. I'm looking at it, I'm like, it's so cute. I can share it if I'd like. It looks so sick. You know what? Maybe I'll make a post on it tomorrow. Before I finish it. I'm a big fan. I can show, I'll tell you what, I'll show off the like super prelim sketches. I'll do that. I don't want to show off the other stuff just yet because I do have, okay, not this one. I do have some, I want the details to be in there and some other stuff, so. Actually, while I'm here, I could literally just go here. I don't really want my Discord pulled up, so hold on. Hold up. Wait, it's the motherfucker. Give me 1 second, like, and I do see the message. I apologize. Shave image. It already exists. Do you want to replace it? What do you mean by that, gamer? Did I already download these on my computer without realizing it? That's fucking funny. Alright, whatever. It's fine. I don't care that much. I'm super hyped with these, though. I do be like that, though. Sometimes you get a random spur of motivation to try learn painting landscapes, but then your attempt sucks, so you immediately give up and the cycle repeats. That's tough. I was actually, not to project your conversation and or issue with that right now, but I was having that conversation with somebody today, and which is why I made a post about comparing your current work to your old work. But they were saying that the reason they haven't done certain things with art is because, welcome back, Lunatics. They're saying the reason that they haven't done certain things with art is because essentially it boils down to they don't want to suck, right? Like they do it and they feel like it looks like shit, or somebody will make a comment that doesn't make them necessarily feel good. And I understand that I'm very fortunate in the sense that when I started art and I really started posting and stuff, I had a boatload of, I would call it unearned support. People were very, very supportive of me. I had a ton of people answering questions for free. I had people giving me like praise. I had people like basically pushing me on. I had a bunch of hands on my back pushing me forward, and I still do. Like to this day, I still do, but I think it's more earned now than it was way back then. And I say all this to say that as humans, as people in general, whenever we do anything, especially for the first time or the first set of times, and we haven't dedicated, you know, consistent, practiced, focused hours with reason, specifically trying to improve with specific goals, we're gonna suck. And even when we do those things, we're still going to suck. There's going to be a period of time where we're going to absorb everything like a sponge. We're going to be absolute dog shit at it. We're going to try it again the next day after getting a nice nights of rest, and we're going to be better at it. And it's still going to fucking suck, but we're going to be fucking better at it. And then we're going to do it again. And then we're going to do it again. And then we're going to do it again. And just like hunting way back in fucking primitive times, we are endurance-based creatures. And humans can get rather apt at something in a 6-month span, no questions asked, if they want to. It sucks, but it's doable. They don't even have to dedicate countless hours of their life. In fact, that's not even recommended by most psychologists, right? For most people. Usually it's like, you know, do like an hour or so a day and enjoy it. Do it in a way that's fun to you. So for me, whenever I talk to somebody that's like trying to get into art, or they say they enjoy art, but they're like, damn, I fucking suck. The conversation is always focus on the fact that you're having fun, because we all sucked at some point. There's not a single human being that just picks up a pen and goes, damn, I'm kind of tight with this shit right off rip. The fuck you are, because there's so many things. And if you are tight at the thing you're trying to do, that means you're not doing something that is at a skill level you should be trying for. We should always have something. Even in like my pieces that I'm like the happiest with, right? Like let's take this one for example, right? I really like this. I'm a big fan of this one. Granted, I didn't spend a fuck ton of time on this and put in like what I would call absolute max effort, but I spent a good amount of time on it and I did try hard, right? But there's a lot of things that we could fix. For one, the way the eyes are with the tilt of the head isn't quite right. We could have formed that better. This eyebrow should be different. Like there's a lot of like proportion type things that could be changed, right? There's a ton of things to improve here. But I would say to the average eye that's going to be passing on this, they're going to go, ah, cute, you know, like, and they'd be happy with it. But there's always room, always room for improvement, is my point. So there's things in this that suck. And that's just how it is. Circling back to the backgrounds comment, I'm starting backgrounds. I was supposed to start them today, but I ran out of time. I had to do a bunch of running and whatnot. This is my face when I'm like, damn, time to do backgrounds. Doesn't help that there's a million tutorials for character art, but landscape and cities don't have great videos. I agree. Yeah, it's there's not a lot. I think the biggest thing with backgrounds and landscapes and stuff is just going to be like learn your perspective and your composition and your shapes, which is so rough. Art on your icon is one of your fave comps ever. Oh, thank you. It's one of my favorite ones I've done. I still chill that one on TikTok. I have a handful of art that I've done where I'll like rotate it for my shill posts, if you will. That's one of them. Big fan of that one. I don't know. It's tough out here. But anyways, so what I started with for Cam is Cam has stuff that they wanted to do. So I made 3 mock-ups just for like the general pose. I had this one, which I had to adjust the leg on a little bit. Basically it's just her singing screaming into a mic. Yeah, please send it. I want to see it. going bah, 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 yelling at you, telling you to sit the fuck down, champ. And then we have this one, which I thought she was gonna choose, to be honest. It's got the like the fucking mic pull thing, and she's standing on the thing, and she's going bah, 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 into the mic. And then I was like, fuck it, we're gonna do a profile view one because I haven't done a profile in a while. Well, she's not. There's this one as well. So we got these. These were the choices because I wasn't quite sure the exact direction to go based on the request. And Cam was like, "Fuck, I gotta pick." She had me giggling. I was like, "Well, sucks to suck, dork." Decisions. Been wanting a really good avatar, so the side profile is screened out to you so much. Ah, that makes sense. Actually, I'm kind of... Oh, I can't show it right now, but I'm kind of shocked at how nice this is coming out for me because I don't know if you guys have seen my art, but I don't do a lot of profile shots. I'll do like 2/3 shots, like from the sides or whatever, and head on, but haven't really done a lot of profile shots. Big fan of them though. Very pretty if done right. I'm trying to remember what Sandy and Nimadj said to me earlier, but it was kind of a really nice compliment. Because I was asking them for like some improvement stuff. I was like, hey, these are some things I want to work towards. But basically it came down to like my poses and my expressions are very what's it called? Expressionate? That's not right. They're very expressive. They're very enthusiastic. And then Sandy was like, yeah, that your personality lines up with that a lot. You looked up an environment art tutorials, and most of them are like 6 to 10 minutes, where your 1 to 2 hour full guides. I think this might sound fucking crazy, but I think a lot of them probably just assume you have a lot of the construction and perspective stuff down. How do I... This fucking link. There we go. Thank you, Cam. So I'm assuming they probably skip... What the fuck? This reminds me, I know Tiger brought this up in the past, but I would like to get into 3D modeling so that once I can... Okay, let me start over. Now that I'm going to be working on backgrounds, my goal is to be able to just redraw all my backgrounds initially. Then once I get competent and understand it and I'm good at composition and stuff, then I want to get into 3D modeling kinda and setting stuff so that I can speed trace a lot of them for a specific project in the future. Alina's on the just starting to learn 3D arc. I fuck with it. Like to block things out. For the 3D thing, so for the 3D thing, I specifically want to make set pieces and areas so that I might as well just take the mask off, I guess. So I have a short story that I want to tell, and I'm going to do it in comic form, I suppose, probably, or featured comic stuff with it. It doesn't matter. But basically, I don't want to have to draw the environments every fucking time, but from memory and whatever. I just want to make the fucking environments in 3D and then be able to rotate it and zoom in, zoom out, whatever, draw the background and then trace the background from what I modeled and then fucking do all that. But my thing is, I don't want to start with 3D modeling and then tracing. I want to be able to freehand everything and then go in reverse. Is that medieval setting creator you sent me? You don't remember the name of it? Yeah, Tiny Glade. Yeah. Yes. Let me take a look, see at this. That's really fucking cool. Okay. Yeah, this is what I'm talking about. This is essentially, I'd have a full... What would it take in Rambo? Alright. Alright, okay, we're calm down. That's really fucking cool. Yeah, that's tight. I fuck with that heavy. That's really cool. Yeah, Tiny Blade's adorable. I don't know why, but I go back to thinking about this sketch that I did for a warm-up kind of frequently lately. Also, guys, am I not the funniest? Am I not funny as fuck? Remember when I made the post where I'm like, I can't believe it's been 25 Tamers dropped, 25 years since Tamers dropped. I made the post and it was the Tamers promo image. And then it's just fucking Demi Mori chilling. The shit made me giggle. I was like, my God, I'm too fucking funny. Nobody else found it that funny. I found it that funny though. I thought I was cooking. Every once in a while I'll go back to this. I'm like, yeah. You got a good giggle? Okay, I'm not alone. Where is it? This specific one, I was like, I'm gonna do backgrounds as a warm-up. I don't know what the fuck I was thinking. Yeah, this one. What the hell was I thinking, dude? What the actual fuck was I thinking? I was looking at this reference and I was like, oh, it's just a little arky, some little shapes and stuff. I'm like, bro, the fuck? Started blocking out the everything in the background. I'm like, I'm not. You can't make me. You cannot fucking make me do this. It's too much. It's too much. Oh God. I'm gonna fucking clouds taunting me when I try to learn how to draw them. Not real. It can't hurt me. I'm not, after the training arc Sandy went under to learn how to like draw foliage and stuff well, I'm not looking forward to that shit. I'll be so real with you. I'm just gonna go back to blurring out backgrounds or something. Do like a little focal point type thing. Shit. The shit is not a, I don't know. I'm telling you, whatever the fuck they're feeding these artists who make like full on beautiful set pieces with characters, give me a bite. That shit's crazy. I'm like, oh yes, I finally got really comfortable doing characters. Okay, now it's time to skip from level 1 all the way to level 70. You ready? Because now we're doing backgrounds. Fuck no, dude. I don't know. Give me like 6 months and we'll revisit this conversation and see how I feel about backgrounds. Okay. Give me a year. Give me a year. Oh my God, dude. Although I did draw a pretty banger vending machine back in the day when I was doing the comics. Oh no, I didn't. Never mind. I like traced a good part of that. Motherfucker. Yeah, I traced like the glass, I think, and some of the control things. Yeah. Bummer. Yeah. Oh well. It is what it is. Some of those comics were fun. I would like to remake the spray bottle comic at some point. That shit to this day still makes me happy. I could probably do a better job so it's less like still as well. Although a lot of the comics that are like that are like, I don't know, character poses aren't exactly the most dynamic. I think about the comics that the artist does with what's her name, Mimi, the girl that wears like the turtleneck thing and she's got the deranged fucking eyes. I think about those comics now and I'm like, they're like POV stuff and expressions are pretty wild. That's more up my alley than a lot of the other standard like Western comics. So I probably feel more at home making something similar to that. I could do meme comics, like the Chainsaw Man meme. Oh yeah, like redraw stuff like that. I'd probably fuck with that super hard too. Because that's the thing, right? I'd have to make sure I'm doing something that obviously I enjoy. I'm not just going to do something to do it. I don't know. I get very bored with the standard, I don't want to call it like the Calvin and Hobbesism type style, but I don't know. When I say style, I don't mean necessarily like a cartoony style. I mean specifically how they pose their characters and whatnot. I don't know. I gotta do something that excites me. I have a very hard time, 4-panel Sunday paper style, yeah. Where everybody's basically got like one of 3 stance poses or whatever. Sometimes it's like, it's really good and it works, but no, let me rephrase that. Sometimes for me, it's okay. But when I think back to when I was doing the you silly, I silly, we silly with me and Nept, I wanted to do so much more than like the format they had there. I was like, I could make this so much goofier, but I felt restrained by the that specific one. And I think if I could go back in time and do it, or like advise myself on how to do it, I would just tell myself to send it, like just do it the way I wanted to do it originally, rather than like trying to follow the format super heavy. Yeah. Deal with Cyber Sleuth and Ami. Thank you, Cyber Sleuth. Cyber Sleuth, you know. You go cyber and start sleuthing. Maybe I will. Pretty good. Could do it with Ami and Kyoko would be pretty funny. Could even maybe put Pete in the background or something. That'd be a good time. One's pretty good. Meme is kind of old at this point though. Yeah, there's some really fucking solid artists that still make Cyber Sleuth art. That game really left an impact on people. Not saying Time Stranger didn't. Just like, I don't know. Crazy to me how there's still people putting art out of her. I've been itching to draw Ami for a little bit. The last time I went to go draw Ami, I wound up drawing fucking Kaneda Hondo instead. I was like, I draw so much Ami. Surely I can draw somebody else for a change. I was like, who do I want to draw? I was like, oh yes, other Digimon tamer. Okay. You fucking clown. And things never change. The more they change, the more they stay the same. I still haven't even drawn Cynthia yet. Chat room. From Pokemon, the champion. What the fuck am I doing? But like, there's so many characters I want to draw. The problem is there's so many like Friends OCs and stuff I want to draw too. I'm just like, dog. When will it be my turn to draw for 7 hours a day, 8 hours a day, 12 hours a day, and then stream or whatever? When will it be my turn? When I get really, really good at marketing myself, and I market so fucking hard, I don't know, get a job doing that. Just thought of the above meme, but with hacker's memory, but it'd be sad plus spoilers. Ah, yeah. Sometimes I wonder if hacker's memory is still spoilers. That's old. Hey, remember when we watched the fucking new-ish Digimon movie, and then like somebody came in and spoiled it, fucking, or whatever for people? It was crazy. How the hell did I avoid Time Stranger spoilers? That's what I want to know. How did the Digimon community, by and large, not all of them, how the fuck did we lock that shit down so tight? Just years of waiting, and we were still like, we got this. We got this, blah. Or maybe I'm just the one that didn't get spoiled, I don't know. I did get spoiled on, what's his fuck? Titamon riding the, my brain just dipped on me. Riding the skeleton horse. Time Stranger spoilers still generally unlock. Avatar spoilers, whole film that's not even out for another 6 months. Yeah. I'm not watching that until it drops purely out of principle. But I also don't want to support Paramount, so have decisions to make when it does eventually drop. I'll probably be doing a watch along for that though at some point, by the by, when that does drop. So it'll be a whole half year plus from now. And everybody will have already seen it but me by then. So sad. Too bad. TikTok tried spoiling me today. It didn't work. I swiped so fast. Usually I stop for anything Avatar related and I watch the edits or whatever, but nope. Anytime I think it's possibly Avatar now, I just swipe. I just go. I leave. Fuck you. You can't get me. You can try, but I'm too fast, guy. Holy shit, the cat yearns for just chatting. I've been chatting this whole time. I'm sorry. My bad. It's okay. I think I've been needing this. Maybe we I hear that there's 2 big franchises called Avatar. Yeah, not a fan of that either. At least one's like technically Avatar: The Last Airbender. But I agree. I agree. This is gonna be some hater shit, but I actually don't fuck with was it James Cameron's Avatar? At all. I just don't. I don't care. I've tried to like it. I have multiple times. You've never seen it? Have you seen Pocahontas? Or are you like familiar with the Pocahontas story? Yeah? Okay, well, I guess you're chilling. It's that, but with way more CGI budget and guns and blue people. Congratulations. Kinda. Sort of. Possibly. I don't know. Maybe that's a bad comparison. I'm not really sure. It's been a while since I've seen it. Speaking of being a while since I've been seeing things, Loki, I was like, I need to fucking see my pillow more. More so running with wolves, but yeah, tomato. Yeah, fair enough. Fun fact, I've never seen read or seen Running with Wolves. By the by. So that one eludes me. It eludes me. I don't have access to that information. I don't get paid enough. It's redacted. Redacted. Oh, sorry, classified. All classified. I had this thought, not yesterday, but I think it was the end of last week. Beginning of last week. This might be toxic, but what if I instead of doing like half and half streams where I do like 2 hours of one thing, 2 hours of another, what if I did like what I'm doing today, where I did like an hour-ish of one thing and then I spent the rest of my stream, or like, I don't know, the beginning part of the stream simply yapping and fucking off. There's something I've noticed where it's like very consistently, I know we've had this conversation, but very consistently I provide more as a streamer, I think, when I'm not actively gaming, which is so weird to say. I think probably all other streamers also know this and have locked in on this to some level, to some degree. But I think I really do provide more, whether it's like, I don't know. It just, I guess it depends on what I'm providing. But me as the streamer, rather than like me plus something else, I think I provide more when I'm not actively gaming pretty much every fucking time. It sucks because like I have worked towards being that streamer that can simply do whatever and just like make a fucking banger stream every time. But the thing is that I also have to like recognize my limitations, especially with like how bad my fucking brain gets and how often I get sick and just like general energy levels because of all the other stuff. I'm like, damn, you know? So to like appeal to my ego and also like appeal to the sense that I do want to game with y'all. I want to play games. while streaming, and I also want to play with you guys, and I want to play with myself while gaming. You know, like I want to do all these things. What if I simply just tilted the scales a bit more, so we could have the best of both worlds? You know, for you, it absolutely depends on the game. First playthroughs or games, you know, back to front like Dark Souls tend to be your best. Yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense. I think I did pretty well with my Digimon Story Time Stranger stream. As a streamer, I think I relatively did well. I don't think I was the best Time Stranger streamer, but I think I was doing pretty good. I also think that during my Cyber Sleuth playthrough, I also did pretty good. Same thing with Indivisible, and definitely with my Trials in the Sky playthrough. I think I did good with those ones. So I agree with that. But then there's times where I feel dread when playing some of those on stream, and I'm just like, how do I explain this? Because the way I play video games, especially single player content, I really like to like fuck around and take my time, and I'm not quite the best at just like making random banter. Like I can narrate myself or like comment on the things around or whatever, but like I don't know, you guys know my energy, right? Like I'm not those fucking streamers you see that'll like pull up a clip on a short or a TikTok and they're just fucking screeching and hooting and hollering and having a jolly good time at every little thing. I think it's exhausting. That's not how I function. But people like that, and I understand that, and there's nothing wrong with that. I like that too sometimes. But for me, I'm like, hey, I got something. Hey, I show up with my monotone. Hey, I got something good planned for us today. Check this out. And it's just like me miserably voice acting lines in a video game and yapping about what they're doing and talking about. And I'm having a good time. And I know people are having a good time, but I could also be better. You know, I could be better. I could always be better. But then I'm in a situation like this where I feel completely in control. I don't feel like I'm failing as a streamer. And I'm like, we just blew an hour plus, an hour-ish, and I'm perfectly comfortable. I could do this for the rest of the stream without touching my keyboard again. You're in the same boat as Lycan. If you're in a position where you can actually give advice, we'll talk more, but it's also tricky because you don't like giving advice unless asked. It was nice giving Nin puzzle advice in Tomb Raider, even though you've never played Tomb Raider. Yeah, and I think that you're also not alone in that boat. There's definitely people that are going to be in a similar situation where they're like, I would like to take part. I would like to do the advice thing if I can, but also don't want to overstep. Which is sweet. Freaking got a little brat over here being a little sweetheart. Go figure. I don't know. But let's be honest, chat. Sometimes there's times I want to play a fucking fighting game or a competitive game of some sort, and I just want to be mean to whoever I'm playing against and be mean to chat, and it's because I'm sick. I'm kidding. But sometimes I'm just a little brat bitch, and everybody thinks that's super entertaining, and there's nothing I could do about that. So we all win there, I guess. I don't know. The more, I guess I say all this to say, the more that I spend time thinking about how I am as an individual when it comes to art, or when it comes to being a streamer, or when it comes to really anything, the more I realize that I am not what you would call a specialist at all, in the slightest. And I don't think I have entertainer energy. Does that make sense? Here I am being quote unquote entertainer. So let me explain. So while I do care about some things very deeply and try to get like good at them, I also like to just like spread out my feelers in a lot of directions, which is common with people that are neurodivergent or have some form of mental illness, right? Whether it's like depression or ADD or whatever. So that's not particularly uncommon. What is uncommon is that most of the time, something that while I'm going wide and I latch onto things, I tend to stick with them, generally speaking. And you're like, but Lucky, you've dropped a bunch of games. How is that the case? And my argument to that is that it's not even about the specific game. It's about very specific things, right? Very specific operations, if you will. So like, for example, with art, I like trying a bunch of different things in my art. I can't stay on one thing for too long, but I do find specific things that I enjoy employing across multiple pieces since I've started. And it's like, I was having a conversation about a set of eyelashes I did recently where I was like, nope, not those. These ones. I was like talking with the art collab group thingy, and I was like, I really fuck with these eyelashes. I could do shit like this more often than not. I like these big, bold, fuck you eyelashes. This was very fun. And they were like, yeah, you could make that a staple. And then I was like, straight up though, I can't. I can't. I like putting the detail into the lashes, but we can't do it every fucking time. There's no way. I'll get so sick of it so fast because I need to try something new. But I do want to stick within the trying something new with eyelashes or like focusing on certain things. Like, so I do have, my point is that I have like a general thing that I latch onto super heavy. But I tend to push really, really hard into whatever those things are. The problem is in recent years is that my pool of things that I am deeply interested in and that I deeply enjoy has grown. It's exponentially grown to a point where like I can't do it all anymore. And I think the reason it's grown so much is I lost the ability to do a lot of the other stuff that I was already super spec'd into. Like I can't do them anymore. Whether it's financial reasons, health reasons, whatever, it doesn't matter. The point is I can't do those things. So I found other things to kind of fill that void, if you will. And let's be frank, those other things I found, I enjoy 100-fold more. Like if somebody gun to my head was like, hey, Lucky, you need to pick right now. You can only keep doing one of these things for the rest of your life. You can only keep writing, you can only keep drawing, you can only keep streaming, or you can only keep gaming. I can tell you right now, gaming's going bye-bye. I will let that shit go. But out of the other three, I don't know. That's a tough one. That's a tough one. And each of them require a lot of, the way I do them, they require a lot of dedication and time. And a lot of love and a lot of effort. And I fuck with that super fucking heavy, dude. I love that so much. And if you were to have told me when I first started working on the art stuff a while ago that it would even be in the running, I would have called you a fucking liar. Because to me, there was nothing better than streaming, except writing was a damn close second. And now that time's gone on, I think at the end of the day, if I were to do, I could do without writing because I could tell my stories through art, right? Or vocally, if you will. So writing is probably the one that I could let slide, assuming you're allowed to write for your art, right? You know what I mean? Bonk is crazy, but I really that's tough. I don't think I could really give up any of them anymore. I'd rather get just shot. Just shoot me at that point. Take the L. It's tough. It's tough. I don't know. And that's just like a small facet of my life. There's other things too that I don't talk about on stream that people don't really need to know about that I also do. You know, that I engage in. Yeah, chat, did you know I'm a drug dealer IRL? Not a very successful one apparently. No, I'm joking. Jokes aside, it's, I forgot where I was going with all this, but basically to circle all the way back, just gotta be better at recognizing what type of streamer I am on the day, or what type of person I am on the day, and I need to adjust to that. I've made jokes about it before, about having like split personality or like split skill sets that proc depending if I have a headache or not. But I think there's some truth to that. Trick is to become a comic book writer plus illustrator and stream the process, triple dipping and time maxing, or whatever the kids say. Yeah, time maxing, my goat. I could. I mean, shit, It's fucking doable. It really is. I mean, the smartest thing to do, low key, and we've talked about this before, but the smartest thing to do is to drop my stream schedule down to like 3, maybe 4 days a week. That's the smartest thing to do. And then spend the other days going fucking hog wild. Just make an anime about a streamer that streams their writing and illustrations. Make an anime? No. You guys are funny. I don't know how many times I gotta tell you guys this, but I'm never, ever going to become an animator in the capacity of like how I do other stuff. There might be small animations I'll do here and there, very sporadically. Hi, gal. Hope you're doing well. Thanks for swinging by. But you will never, ever, ever catch me animating as like a normal thing. Shit's not happening. You doing fine? How am I? I'm good. I'm honestly, I'm so good. I'm so happy right now, despite being extremely tired and in pain. I'm fucking peaking right now. Peaking for real, FR. And nobody can change that. Amazing. That's what I'm saying. Also, I found this art online and I've been failing to hit the background search on it. I cannot find the original artist and it's pissing me off. I've done 2 different reverse lookups. I'm going to do another one while we're sitting here and I'm not doing what I'm supposed to be doing. Image. Oh. Google Images. Oop. And I'll try TinyEye after. Download. There's the specific stuff I want to see if I could find the artist in this art for. What would be? Send it to you in a DM. Will do. If I recall correctly, it was like just a bunch of Reddit posts sharing this shit. Whatever. I will send it to Tyga. Surely Tyga will get it in like 30 seconds. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. I should be making a bullet point for a creature. A creature. Not to call you out if you're lurking and enjoying your time, but is Vidya here by any chance? If you are and you want to be left alone, that's okay. You don't need to speak up. That's okay. Oh my goodness. Oh goodness. Oh, the music ended and we got that thunder crack right after. That was tight. I fuck with that so hard. Really good. It doesn't happen every time, but when it does happen, it's nice. Sent? You found it? Jesus fuck. Oh, thank you. Which image search engine do you use? That's what I wanted. That's my go. Appreciate it. Thank you, Tiger. This shit's so peak. It's made by Oof Ollie. I really like. Okay, so here's what I'm thinking. Here's what I'm saying. Gel burrow, but it's not. Okay. I see. So this picture kind of made me raise some questions about how I do rim lighting and highlights in general. So when you look at either of these characters' hair, but let's focus on Magic for a second, right? Magic has like the blonde, and then it has like, you know, the lighter blonde highlights and fucking the darker, basically mustard brown shadows, etc., etc. But then has the white highlight and it does like an ambient occlusion for like a light blue as part of the highlight. And what I found is there's some people that rather than just using like the pop of white and then doing the ambient occlusion of another color around the white, give that pop, they'll just do like the fucking whatever the color is for the highlight. So like here, while there's some white, It's mostly primarily blue. The whole thing would be blue. What's really cool is that they took the blue and they actually put it on her little hair pieces. Wish I had I don't wish, but it's not how I feel comfortable doing this. But even like here, right? Okay, so the thing that makes this work so well for me is that, like, if you look at it, it's a sketch, right? It's not line art. This is all a sketch. Very clearly a sketch. And what's cool is that when you look at the picture and you look at different spots of the picture, you can see that they took their flats and then they just basically, like, they did their level 1 shadows, and in some places they did a level 2. So if you don't know what a level 1 and level 2 shadow is, think of it as a general shadow for your cell shading and then like a follow-up darker shadow. So for example, when we look here at Psylocke, right? Psylocke's face. Hey, fuck it, this is actually easier. Look at Magic's hand. You have the shadow here, this lighter shadow that's cast from having your finger in the position it is, but there's basically a secondary shadow here, and a lot of people call this a contact shadow. It's basically where the pointer finger and the middle finger are more or less overlapping and touching. It's a super dark, bold shadow, and this helps give it some extra shape and 3D form. But the thing that really sets this apart, because I do this pretty generally. I haven't been lately, but in general, I'll do this. The thing that sets this piece apart from a lot of the stuff that I do, other than just, you know, being fucking goated, is when we look at not just their shadows having accents. We'll get to that in a second. They use what's it called? Gratuitous rim lighting. So it's not just highlights, right? Where they're like highlighting the hair, highlighting the hair, highlighting the hair. They're also finding the edges and or contours of their picture, and they're adding bloop, a little bit of highlight. And what's cool about this highlight is it's not all one shade. So what they're doing, and this is a common technique, what they're doing is they're taking their hard brush, they're doing their contour, and they get like an airbrush. Some people use a hard brush, but usually it's an airbrush at like 20 to 60% opacity, maybe 80. And then they use different shades, and then they go through and pop, 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 right? And then they smack the fuck out of it. And that gives it some extra variance to it, which makes it feel more human and better. So it's like, there's that part. What the fuck? Thumb's like hidden behind. Huh? That's a little weird. Anyways, you can see it. Interesting to hear someone who hasn't studied shadows properly in all your time drawing. Low key, I've been lately in my rendering practice and my shadow practice I've been doing it differently, because originally what I would do is I would draw my I would draw in like my art, right? I do my flats. And then what I would do is I would go in and I would manually add my shadows, right? So I'd like fucking draw a shadow here, boop, boop, boop. Now do a little shadow on the skin, around the hair, etc., etc. But what I've been finding is that instead of painting in my shadows, painting in my light source is easier. So, and I can't remember which video it was that kind of made me have this idea. But in my practice, I've been taking what does this keep spinning? Taking a black layer of just like paint and overlaying it, and basically making it so it's like grayscale. And then going from there. So I just like darken it basically, and then I like basically paint in or erase that shit so that the light is being painted on with an eraser. I don't know if that makes sense. And that's been working to some level. It was like that way. Still don't know which way I prefer. That's really cool though. Anyways, coming back to this real quick. So the thing that I've been noticing that works, and I've done this in some pictures, but I don't do it enough, is not just the rim lighting, but when using the shadow, when using your level 1 shadow, like you have like a hard brush here, right? But it almost looks like and this could just be the quality of the picture, it's hard to tell. And I've talked to Nimadj and Sandy about this in pretty big lengths, but what people do is they'll use a hard brush to paint in their shadow, and then they'll take an airbrush, not a smudge tool, not a blend tool, they'll take a fucking airbrush and they'll go around it, and it'll give it a really quick layer of like blending, much better and much neater than trying to smudge it. Some people use a smudge, but most people use like an airbrush or something to get like this effect of like blending in, right? So it gives like what's it called, texture and life to the picture. Because even over here, this is all still your level 1 shadow, even though this is much fainter here. Also could just be an entirely different color airbrushed on, a different hue, a different value. But then this one doesn't do as good of a job showing it. It works, but maybe I can pull it up on a different picture. Hold on. Let's get Twitter off screen though, just in case. It's a million artists, so we'll find an example very quickly. Not that. This probably has it, surely. Yeah, basically. You can use, hold on. This is from Patrol Silver. You can use, it's hard to tell here. Basically, when you do your shadows, you can use a warmer color on skin, a darker, warmer color, as like a faint contour as well, to give the round shape, right? Like the bending shape of the arm, of the back / side. It looks more rounded. You do the same thing with light, which is what we saw in the other one. I just think that's really fucking neat, because in reality, this part right here, adding the little bit of extra to like the contours of the shape to look at more 3D, is time wise, it's not nearly as bad as doing line art and some of the other stuff. Like, look, this is not line art. This is a sketch. It's a very this is a very clean sketch. I think you spend your time more over has been doing some like master study by analyzing some illustrators like Qian. I don't know who that is, but that makes sense. I've been trying very hard not to deliberately just look at one artist anymore. There was a while I was looking at like a handful, it was like maybe 5 or 6 where I was spending most of my study time. But lately it's literally just been like, go website, scroll, this one's really appealing, and then I'm like, why is this one appealing? Like, for example, I'm not gonna scroll, but let me refresh my page. I'm not gonna fucking scroll on stream. I'm going. Okay. Stop. It's great to spread out. Yeah, especially if you're doing it with intention. Why am I stopping for this one? Oh, well, for one, it's magic, but there was a few magic before that. But why am I specifically looking at this one? I think for me, something about the confident pose is what started it, but I can tell you exactly why this one stopped me. This shit right here gets me every fucking time. The line weight. The very varied line weight. Some of it is just like really thick and really hard, and it really just grabs your attention, but it's accentuated really well by the way the render's done. Yeah, true Tum. Interesting that they chose to like not touch that up. Interesting. Anyways, so when I look at this and I break it down more specifically, I don't personally love the way that they shade their hair or render their hair. Don't really fuck with it. But it doesn't really matter, because in the greater scheme of things, I think it works really well with their overall style and the composition. But like this fucking line art style grabs my attention. And it's specifically because they're just really good at line weight, I think, in my opinion. They're able to help guide your eyes and make you more interested and investigate things because you're kind of not only following the composition of the piece, but you're following the very deliberate line weight. There's other artists that do this super, super well. I mean, it's cute too, obviously, right? Like, we know this. All right, let's do it again. I'm going to scroll again. Hold on. Go back. So for me, my takeaway from this would be, one, I could use my line weight better. And two, I can use my receding shadows in certain places better to create better form. Once again, I've been on this fucking rim light thing for a minute, and that's standing out to me quite a bit. Anyways, moving on. Scrolling. Past another magic. Scrolling. Lots of fighting game stuff. Anime stuff. What the fuck? The fuck? A shoe that's licking somebody's foot. Okay. A cockroach mattress or bed. Okay. What is up on my timeline right now? Let me go to my art page. Hold on. Let me switch over my art page. It's like memes and shit. Something's gonna get me. Something's gonna get me. It's a matter of time. Is there a lot of like... Is there a lot of... Oh, whoa. Sensitive. I'm not clicking on that. I mean, this shit got me last time too. This one's from Without Will. They're an artist on Twitter. I think they're on Blue Sky too. Wonder if Magic's one arm is way more buff than the other. I'd fucking assume so. I mean, my instant thing with this piece, always, every time I look at it, I'm just like, the framing of this is so fucking good. The point of view with the overall, just everything is just so fucking good. It's so, so good. It really utilizes the entire space really, really well. But when I get more into it, there's a lot of like extra things. Like they got the eye glare that I always fall for. The shit always snags attention, right? The glow, the glare, fucking rainbow rim. They got the starburst in the background to really push forward the pose. I can't think of the word right now. But look at this shit. Even all the little snake ooze have like the eye glow to it. Which this effect is so simple, it's not hard to pull off. But it's done so well because of how the lighting is and the contrast. The whole thing is so fucking cool. It really is. And this is way above my skill level. Everything from posing to values, composition. Oh, by the way, drawing this Digimon is a real pain in the fucking ass, just so you know, in case anybody wondered. Like specific artworks that end up grabbing you because of technique, I feel that. You can imagine from the frills and snakes. Yeah. I love frilly dresses, dude. They're so cool. Pleated, frilly, either or. I just wish that fucking uploads wouldn't kill images with compression so hard. I'm gonna delete these now. It's so annoying. They really do just be killing stuff. Like, oh, really nice picture you got there. It'd be a shame if I compressed the fuck out of it so that people can't see some of the details you put in. Why would you do that? Really, truly the worst timeline. Not a fan. Alright, let's do this. I am. I want to yap more, but I'm gonna be real with you, chat. I'm getting sick, and it's probably best if I call it early. I work on some art and I go to bed. I don't want to, but I'm trying to be responsible here, okay? Trying to use my noggin. And I think at this time, I think I need to be smart because I do have the VA collab in like 2 days. I don't want to let them down by having to like call off on my side. Plus, we might Van might need to call off anyway, so maybe I'll be okay. But I feel bad for Van. Van's getting sick too. None of us can catch a break. How far are we in Hackers, man? Tiger. Tiger. No. There's something you never ask a streamer. You don't ask them. You don't ask them their political affiliation, and you don't ask them how far their 4-person collab is along. We're not very far. Have a good study. Thank you for swinging by, gal. Take care. Best of luckies. Oh man. Yeah, no, we're not very far. We have, pretty sure we have like champion level Digimon. Yeah. I'm trying to remember what we fought last. Couldn't tell you. Brain no remember. Those streams are they're a blur at this point. I don't know. Yeah, I couldn't tell you. I couldn't tell you. You know what I can tell you though? You know what I can tell you? Is tomorrow we're supposed to be doing some solo queue Marvel Rivals ranked. I'm sure you noticed. But we'll see how I feel tomorrow. Either way, tomorrow we definitely have some more late night lucky, so that's super exciting. I was gonna try and see if I could convince somebody to do something silly with me. Do something silly with me between here and the end of the week, but I think that's out of the cards at this point. I waited too long. My bad, gang. I haven't been very good about reaching out to people in general lately, let alone for like collabs and stuff, and I feel bad. I've been, you know what? It's like partially IRL stuff, but most of it is just like this fuck ass coursework. It's taking such a toll on me in so many ways. I can't even, dude. I can't even. I'm fighting for my life out here to get my grade fixed. I'm fighting for my life on everything. I keep sending screenshots and evidence, and it's so exhausting. You know, and at least the good thing about me is that I am the type of person that even when I'm just like sick of everything, I'm still locked the fuck in most of the time. Thanks for the hot pats. It's just tough. It's tough. But the second I'm done with a set of courses, assuming the next set isn't so fucking brutal, the second I'm done, I've got plans to start doing bi-weekly uploads on the My Pocket Lucky channel. Don't worry, I'm not going to be doing any crazy editing or anything. Just a bit of extra content throughout the week while I'm either doing my dailies on some games or working through something. So it's time that I'm already using to do shit anyways. It's literally nothing crazy. I'm literally just gonna boot up. I'm gonna hit record. I'm gonna do the thing I normally do. I'm gonna narrate my way through it. And then I'm gonna end the recording. I'm gonna put it into my editor. I'm gonna put the fucking intro and outro in, and then I'm gonna fuck off. It'd be real simple. No background music, no nothing, no editing. Just drop those hoes in. Okay, maybe some transitions real quick, and then literally fucking off. It's super simple. Yeah, but that does need to happen. I still need to edit my two LDCC VODs. I haven't gotten there. Okay, I literally just have to get out of this batch of classes. I'm so close. It's really what it is I just have a particularly shitty teacher that is just on me about everything all the time, and it's stuff that like isn't in the rubric or isn't addressed anywhere, or they change their fucking what they want, like they contradict themselves and then they don't respond. It's been a thing. So it's literally just like I'm spending more time and energy in my day every single day fighting with this than I am actually doing my coursework and actually doing other stuff. So I literally just have to get on the other side of this. It was extra bad when I was dealing with that and some other like really bad IRL stuff on top of it. I was like, I'm this close. I consider myself to be relatively, maybe not patient, but like, I usually can, I feel like handle a lot of shit just kind of happening at once. And I'm just like, yeah, it is what it is, dog, you know? But I was, I was getting to my limit. I was this fucking close. Like there was so many interactions, even with people that I actively like, where I was like, I need to watch my mouth because I'm going to say something that I don't mean to say and it's not even their fault. And I just need to behave myself because I can't handle anybody's shit right now, even if it's well-mannered. It was bad. It was really bad. And I'm probably overthinking it, but I was going through it. There was a bunch of times in conversations where I'd be talking or like explaining something and then I get cut off IRL and I would just look at the person and I would just stop talking. Just sit there. I was like, I hate that shit so much, dog. Fortunately I have a break for a while, so that's nice. Soon, maybe. I don't know. Oh my gosh. You know what I want to do? And I know probably this is like a super far shot, but I want to do something in the Discord where I make it like a channel, a category or whatever. And I do like a little RP sesh, and like basically almost like a D&D, except whatever the flavor of the story is at that time. When I bring some players on and they have their character sheets and stuff in one area, and I bring in like a dice bot or something, and then we play the fucking game, and people get their responses in, and I come back and I'm like, and then blah 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 blah. What will blah 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 do, or whatever. Roll for blah blah blahs. That'd be fun. Problem is, it would be probably a learning experience and be a little too loosey-goosey for some people, so I don't know, we'll see. And it's something that won't like require me to go crazy with. It's just something for fun now and then. I might DM people specifically for the first round. I'm not sure. Might put it, or maybe I'll put like a poll up or something and put a cap on how many people can enter. I don't know. Yo no say. We shall see. Or maybe I just won't do it at all. Used to roleplay a lot on forums. This back when you were like 14. Forums kind of died in general. It wasn't really D&D. It was more text-based. We did have character sheets and a world map with factions. Yeah, I say D&D as like a general, people understand what this is, but it'd basically be like a text-based RPG thing. But basically like it requires, how do I explain this? Like I'd still like operate as the DM basically. I like explain things and then people would get in their responses and I'd have to wait for my response before next action type beat, and then rinse repeat until campaign over. But yeah, there'd be character sheets and probably some kind of graphic for some things, is my assumption. I was doing some research on how other people have handled it in Discords and on forums and stuff, and there was a word for it when you have to wait for the DM, but I can't remember what it was. I rolled to befriend the doggo. Next turn, I roll to pat the doggo's head. Alright, that's a lot of rolling. That's also part of my problem too, at least, well, and other D&D things I've done. There's some people that complain I was a little too lax with certain things. Not that it ever like removed danger or anything, but they were like, you know, I wish you'd make us blah 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 for stuff. And I'm like, yeah, I could try, but sometimes you guys just offer up such a fun thing that I'm more apt to want to like see where that leads rather than just be like, no. You know what I mean? I don't know. And it's not even like a, oh, let's just go adventure thing. It's like somebody comes up with a cool idea or solution to a problem, and it's not technically something that should be viable via the rules in place, but I'm also like, fuck it, bro. You know? I don't know. And again, I know some people really like the by the book thing, so I think I'll just probably make it very clear to people that like when we do this thing, that the idea is like, you know, we're gonna treat this as a very lax experience for people to have fun, and while there will be rules in place, it won't be anything crazy if I wind up doing it. So like, you know, if you get away with something that maybe you shouldn't have based on your role, then maybe don't worry about it. Just enjoy your time. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how the interest is. Other thing too is I don't want to like put people in a position where they're like, fuck, I gotta reply the chore. There's also like, we could also do like a multi-party version, but I'm not doing all that right now. We'll see. I have options. I thought about doing an LXD one. I thought about doing a Digimon one. I thought about doing a Pokemon one. I thought about just making like a whole new whole new fantasy world one. I have options. I have options. And there's enough people in the server that are active enough to make it enjoyable. Anywho, my bad. I continued yapping. My apologies. I keep... Oh, fuck. He raided somebody. No. What do I do? My target's gone. I was like, target acquired. And they disappeared. Not the streamer yapping. I'm like, okay, we're gonna get going. Fucking liar. This is awkward. Well, damn. Fucking target number 2 acquired. I guess. Maybe. I don't know. They got a big hat, so we'll take it. Oh, chat, there's something I want to spoil, by the way. There's so many things I want to spoil. There's like 2 things I want to spoil, but I've been really good about keeping my mouth shut. I'm not gonna fucking do it. Don't bonk me. I'm not gonna do it. I just want to spoil it, okay? I'm not going to. I'm behaving myself. Okay. Let's do this. Let's plan on tomorrow actually getting some writing done. And by actually getting some writing done, I mean I'm gonna do a little bit of the skelly work, and then I'll do some writing. But I do appreciate you all allowing me to yammer for the last like 2 hours or so. 2.5 hours. Much appreciated. It was very healing to the soul. And this is what I love it. Thank you. You guys have a good rest of your night. I'm going to go fucking kick for the rest of the night while I draw and have a really good time and listen to music and possibly sit in voice chat. I'm still talking. Okay, bye.